Jessica, and this is Donna, and we are joined by, of course, the star of our show. Her name is Kit. Donna is going to be doing a quick training session with Kit. We're going to talk to you a little bit about that. But before we do, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what it means to be a zookeeper and what it is that Donna and I do here for the animals here at Animal Kingdom. So it is our job as zookeepers to do kind of all of the day-to-day care that we need to do to keep our animals happy and healthy. So that might mean things like feeding them, grooming them, doing book trips,
making a run for it,
and cleaning up.
He's behind you.
A whole lot of our job is cleaning up after them. Now, our job is really a small part of a very large picture. There is a lot that goes on behind the scenes to help take care of these animals that some of it you may know about, some of it you probably don't. So it really is a big collaborative effort. We partner with our animal nutrition team. Every single animal that we see has a specially designed diet for them, and when I say every single animal, I don't just mean every goat, every sheep, I mean literally every individual goat and sheep has their own special formulated diet. So our animal nutrition team actually ends up putting together about 10,000 pounds of food every single day to feed the animals here at Animal Kingdom. And then, of course, we also have our vet team, our animal health team. That includes our vets techs and our veterinarians who do all the medical care for our animals. We have our education staff that works to kind of put all that together and share this information with all of you. So it really is a huge effort that goes into making sure that these animals get the best possible care. Now, the training that you see Donna doing is a huge part of what we do to keep our animals healthy and happy. So training is important for a lot of different reasons. Most of what we train are what we call husbandry behaviors. Husbandry is just taking care of animals. So husbandry behaviors are anything that makes our lives easier and safer, and more importantly, their lives easier and safer. So depending on the animal, that might mean something like stepping up into a crate, or in Kit's case, stepping up onto a scale, or letting us pick up her hooves to do hoof trims. So there are all those things that we can train our animals to do to help participate in their own health care in a way that's going to be very stress-free on them. So that's a lot of what we do, but we also train some of the more kind of just fun behaviors. And that's important too. Because if you think about it, training a new behavior for these guys is kind of like solving a puzzle. They don't speak English, I can't communicate with them, so how do we train an animal a new behavior? And the answer is through a lot of trial and error. If you think about animals out in the wild, they are constantly having to problem solve. They have to find their food, they have to find shelter, they have to stay safe from predators, all those kinds of things. Hi Princess, can you just take a seat for us? Thank you. So all of those kinds of things that they have to do to stay safe out in the wild. Here, all of those things are provided for them. They don't have to find their food. They don't have to worry about predators. And just like none of you like sitting around being bored, we don't want any of our animals being bored either. So training is a great way to keep them mentally stimulated and engaged and have them participate in some of those problem-solving skills that they would have to do out into the wild. Now you'll see that all of the training that we do here is based on natural behaviors. So even though we said we train fun behaviors, you're never going to see one of our goats riding a unicycle or anything like that. You're only going to see them doing things that would be pretty normal for a goat to be doing if they were a wild goat. And it's all based in positive reinforcement. So basically every time you see Donna ask Kit for a behavior, if Kit does the correct behavior, she's going to get a treat. If Kit doesn't do the correct behavior, well, nothing happens. She just doesn't get that extra treat. And all the treats that we use for training are extra on top of their diet. We use a pellet called petting zoo pellet. It's pretty much like compressed hay, so it's a lot of fiber with just a tiny bit of molasses and salt. So it's actually, relatively speaking, healthy for them. So that's always the most exciting thing for us as a trainer, when we can find a food that they're willing to work for that's also not going to be super unhealthy for them. So that's always a big win, and I like to share just because I think it's cool. Our animal nutrition lead here at Animal Kingdom, his name is Eduardo. He actually is the one who formulated petting zoo pellets. He came up with them, he made the recipe, and that's now something that actually other zoos have adopted. You can even go and buy it yourself if you desperately want to feed your goats at home. So really kind of interesting. Now, Kit as an individual is pretty unique. Every single one of our animals out there, every single goat and sheep have a trainer that works with them specifically. Donna works with Kit. It is Donna's job. We all work with all of the goats all of the time, but there's a lot of animals out there and there's a lot of us. So we always have one person who's specifically assigned to every animal, where you just eat, breathe, sleep that animal, that you have to know every little in and out of their personality, and that's who Donna is to Kit. We call them advocates. So as her advocate, it is her job to really just know all of the things that are going on in Kit's world, and also to train these new behaviors. Kit is kind of interesting. She's very, I don't want to use the word skittish. She's not. She's actually very personable. She'll come over and ask for attention. She does enjoy interaction, but she's also very aware of her surroundings. Maybe I'll use the word reactive. She is not, as you can see, the biggest animal out there, so there's a lot that she kind of is constantly, if you watch her, she's very aware of what's going on with her. So she is an animal that Donna has worked very, very hard with to get her comfortable in new environments.
So one thing I'll add, thanks Jess, is today, we always judge our sessions based on today. Like, Kit used to do a whole variety of things, but this is one of our oldest goats in the yard. She's actually almost 12 years old, and there was a time that she would hop up and down the stage, and about 3 months ago, she said, you know what, we're done with that, we're not doing that anymore. And so every day we just judge what there's times she doesn't want to do this, and that's okay. I always give her the option. I'll just present an obstacle to her, and if she wants to do it for fun, that's her choice. If she's not feeling it today, you know, that's absolutely okay. She's still going to get her treats after we do some different types of behaviors that she is more likely to do. So Kit has been a great challenge for me. I'm a bird trainer, surprisingly. So when they gave me Kit, I was like, oh, I actually used to train goats a long time ago when I first started zookeeping. So it was a nice turnaround for me to come back to where I started. But this little goat, when I first got her, the gal that trained her said, like Jess said, she's very skittish. And I kind of wished I hadn't had that predisposition, because she's really kind of blown my mind as far as all she's been able to do. There was a time that even just coming out of the yard and doing this encounter would have been really a huge deal. And not only does she do that now, she walks to the courtyard, the very front of our building, and does demos out there. And she actually goes in the building and does demos in there. And there was a time that she couldn't even do any of that without a buddy. She always had to have a buddy with her to feel confident. So we always tag her up with another goat. But after a while, she was like, yeah, no, I got it. And now she does everything independently. She's an independent woman. So she does things inside the building, and she continues to, I feel like she gets braver as she gets older. So she's actually doing really, really great. And she's been a great learning for me. But our repertoire is actually pretty small right now. We do the turn and the down and the up. But I just do whatever she's in the mood to do that particular day. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there.
Kit does have a best friend, by the way.
Yeah.
You see the other solid black goat out there, his name is Magnum, and Kit and Magnum lay next to each other, they hang out.
They're a power couple.
Yeah, exactly. And in her youth, again, she's getting a little older, just like we get those, aches and creaks as we age. Most of this herd's getting a little older, but when she was young and a little more lithe, she would actually, anytime Magnum came out on stage, she would want to be able to keep an eye on him, and since she's short, that's a challenge, so she would actually always go and stand on those benches over there to get a better view to watch him do his shows.
That's her man.
That's right.
That's her man.
And I will say for me too that this is really, the goats and sheep have just totally blown me away. When I started in this area, we worked with birds, including parrots and birds of prey. We work with small mammals that only come out for presentations like this. That's everything from like skunks and aardvarks and possums and porcupines. And those were the areas that I personally was really, really excited about coming into this area. And in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, and also the petting zoo. And I'm gonna be honest, I was not that pumped about the goats and sheep, and now I spend more time in the barn than anywhere else. I have absolutely fallen in love, and they have totally changed my perspective. For whatever reason, goats and sheep don't always get the best reputation. They're not always seen as the most intelligent animals, and that is totally untrue. I would say in terms of intelligence and affection, these guys are right up there with dogs.
Absolutely.
In fact, my goat that I work with learns new behaviors faster than my dog at home does. And they not only are they very intelligent, they're very social animals, and we become a part of their herd. So there's about 26 keepers on our team and about 40 different barn animals out there, and every single barn animal has a different relationship with every single other animal and every single keeper. I talked about before how they each have a trainer that works with them specifically. When they see their trainer, they come running because they do recognize their trainer. Mine, by the way, is this white goat who is staring at the fence. I don't know if you guys noticed. He Henry finally was like, all right, I can get pets if I'm not going out on stage. But they'll come and stand at the fence and watch, like, Mom, why are you up there with another animal? So they do. They're really, really intelligent, very affectionate animals, and they've just totally changed my opinion. Now, do you guys have any questions about any of the training that we do here, any of the animals you might have seen? It doesn't even have to be here in this area. If you just have a burning question to ask a zookeeper, now is your chance.
Well, I will say too, in case you're wondering, everything we do here at Animal Kingdom revolves back to saving animals in the wild. That's actually the core of our foundation, is using our animals to make a difference for animals in the wild. And you may wonder, well, how can we possibly do that with a goat or a sheep? And I can tell you, Jess and I can tell you too, every time we stand out in that yard and we see little people come up and that spark in their eye when they pet that goat and that sheep, those connections are where we make connections with nature. Even something as like a pet, a dog, a cat, going to the affection section, petting that goat and sheep. When you see that spark, that's your future conservationist right there. And we have to encourage young people to make those animal connections now while they're younger. Try to get them off the internet a little bit just for a second. Pet a goat or a sheep might be that connection that we need. Now, there's a couple things you can do today specifically to save wild animals. I'm wearing the fashionable Disney Conservation Fund button. You're going to get these at the gift shop for $1 blue. And then it's a really inexpensive souvenir. Disney's going to match your dollar. That money goes, we pay $75 million for endangered species with this button. Just here at Kiki's Planet Watch, we raised over $100,000 just with your nickels and dimes and dollars all adding up. And that goes to save everything from coral reefs to macaws to gorillas in the wild. That's the Disney Conservation Fund at work. So do that today. Grab your button. Great souvenir. Great stocking stuffer, by the way. I wait all year to see that.
It actually says Disney on it. So I always tell people it's like the cheapest souvenir you can take home.
It's $1. You have to tell anybody. You can say, look what I got you at Animal Kingdom. And then also, of course, recycling and doing your part to save saving resources to help out our wild animals in the wild. Make those educated decisions. Backyard habitat, reduce, reuse, recycle, and make a difference for our animal friends today. Those are things you can do even at the park. You can recycle.
All right, I'm so happy you guys came out and joined us. If you have not done your animation experience yet, or if you've done it but want to do a different character, the next one's going to begin inside at 1:45, and our next animal out here on this stage is going to be at 2 o'clock. So feel free to hang out. We'll meet all our barnyard critters. They're wonderful, I promise.
Yes.
And otherwise, I hope you guys have a
You
great
can
day
sit
here.
down in the yard and give her a pet if you'd like to. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Don't ruin my picture. Before. And then we'll do an after. That man has quite the jacket.
Of nature. Walt Disney himself understood the importance of spending time around animals, studying their behavior and personalities in order to create realistic characters and dynamic storylines. This meeting of the human and animal worlds sparked a legacy of storytelling that has shaped our relationship with animals and conservation forever. Today, we invite you to become a part of that legacy as our own Disney artists help you learn to sketch characters inspired by the very animals found here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Get your pencils ready, because here comes our animation artist now.
Howdy! How are y'all doing today? Good? Yeah? Are y'all ready to draw?
Yeah.
Perfect. And I want to make sure you have everything that you need to have. Do you have a clipboard, a sheet of paper, and a pencil?
Yes.
Yes? Perfect. And fun fact, that pencil has two sides to it. A creation and destruction end. And we're not going to use that destruction end today because this is the animation experience and not the cleanup artist experience. But if you want to be your own cleanup artist, you can absolutely do that. But today we're going to be animators. We're going to be putting lines on the paper, not taking them off. But if you do need anything at all, the pencil happens to break, any of the supplies mentioned before, restroom exit, anything like that, raise up your hand and my friends in the back will be able to help you.
Important to Blue and all crocodiles because basking is one of the ways that they regulate their body temperature. At the moment, it's hot, so Blue is staying in the water. He and the other 3 crocodiles he spends his time with, Ben, Grady, and Kern, tend to stake out a shady spot around the bridge for themselves. Swimming directly in another animal with the tail raised is a way to say, "This is my space, buddy." Even though there are plenty of basking spots for all, in the winter months, this little patch of real estate is the place to be. The crocodile who basks here is like the person who always gets the comfort chair in the TV room, or the seat at the head of the table. Blue and the 3 others frequent this area. Ben and Grady are usually the muscle of the operation and keep the other animals out of their spot. How do we keep up with everything going on amongst Blue and his friends? There's a team that observes them closely.
We do a lot of observations with our crocodiles on the exhibit. I can't always be out there as much as I love to. The great thing is that we have cameras all throughout the enclosure that allow us to see the crocodiles from pretty much anywhere like this computer here.
You can see all of the Nile crocodiles when you ride Kilimanjaro safaris. You'll know just where to find Blue and his squad in the VIP section.
On the other side, very, very light, loose and sketchy, right along the edge of our guidelines there. It's okay if there's space uneven in between them, that is fine, it is planned, everything is under control. There's a famous Disney animators, and they did exactly what you did today. They were inspired by an animal in real life and drew a Disney character. Which means that we are walking in that same tradition and that heritage that they started, which then makes you a famous Disney animator. And as such, I need you to sign your beautiful drawing.
What's what I was going
Date it. Dating it is very important because you can go back, look on how much you have improved. Oh, the 30. And then I don't want this to be the last time that you draw. I want you to go home in your backyard, park, forest, anywhere around you, learn more about the animals there and the wildlife, fall in love with it, get inspired, and keep on drawing. But not here, when you get home. Because when you are artists now, it is your job and your duty to put some beauty back into the world. And here in a little bit, there's going to be a voiceover telling you to leave your clipboard and pencil at your seat.